Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the ESL 1 Road to Rio. We're here on the B stream getting things underway with Hard Legion against Prosto. And Dean, we're starting on Nuke, which is a map neither of these teams have played a single time in officials in the last 3 months.
Yeah, it's a very interesting choice coming into this, and we'll have to come back to that in a moment, because very quickly is the action kicking off. That was a nasty little final tap there from Sviet in towards lobby. Yeah, I was trying to get my X-ray on at the same time, and as you were saying, Nuke coming in as a choice that neither of us expected. It's not a map that they play. We stated that normally CIS Counter-Strike can be kind of crazy as is, so seeing both teams though on a map that they don't regularly play, I think this is going to be an exciting one for sure. No bomb going down for Prosto, but it does look like they are going to be willing to force buy-in onto just Demasic. That's interesting. A hero Galil, not something you'll see often.
Yeah, we'll see what he can do with that. It's kind of a interesting buy to see just a Galil. I'm not exactly sure how much he's going to be able to get done with this, especially without even any nades, maybe to try and set him up. But we'll wait and see. Hard Legion probably won't expect that one Galil to be in play once they start spotting some of these pistols and other players. And Forrester, for some reason, doesn't have a gun visible on my screen, but he's got the MP9, which he's just put to use over at Yard, and he's followed it up with a nice second frag.
Yeah, only against an eco at the moment, apart from that one random Galil. As soon as I saw Demasic buying that Galil, honestly, I figured they were just going to buy around it. It was very interesting just to have one person buy up. I guess wanting to do quite a bit of damage in this round if they were able to get even 2 kills with that Galil. Then if they come out and actually win their next gun round, of course the economy of Hard Legion at that point would be pretty destroyed. So there probably is that in mind right now. We're taking some contact over towards Ramp. It looked like maybe they had a chance to get that kill there towards, I believe it was Rage, back towards Hell, but not allowed. Yekindar now left alone. He was a monster for these the last time that they played. I believe it was when they were up against Nemiga. He was having some crazy rounds with that Eagle, but not able to do anything this time. As I said though, full eco apart from that one Galil, so kind of goes as expected. But overall, they would have wanted at least 1 or 2 kills to make that Galil worthwhile.
Yeah, that probably would have been the aim behind buying the Galil, at the very least, to do a bit of damage. And now that that doesn't come through, it's the buy for Prosto, with Demasic having just a Deagle in this round. He may be able to pick up one of his teammates' AKs or Galils, depending on how he plays the round, so that could be something to keep in mind as Waylander tries to get aggressive. Sviat is there to meet him, and the MP9, up close and personal, loves those sort of fights. He gets the opening kill without Prosto really being able to do much about it.
And slows them down quite a bit. Immediately grouping up to get that outside control. Slightly deeper smokes coming in so that they can focus around the main and potentially take this fight over towards Heaven as well. Rage was peeking out, but he's not going to be doing so anymore. Sviat's actually down the vent. So if he's coming back up, he needs to be careful because he could get spotted by these players from over towards main. Rage gets a little bit of info at least about what's going on as he peeks out, tries to press around the smoke, and actually will work for him. Being flanked out, rolled it out. I don't know how he was able to react and get Forrester right there. But they're still in a very difficult 2-on-3 here that they have to try and recover. There's a player who's pushed up lobby. There's this flank towards outside. There's Kinky on the bomb site they have to deal with. There's really not a lot of positives you can find for Prosto. And indeed, Crad comes through lobby. The outside flank as well, going to be able to get a kill. And 3-0 for Hard Legion. They're off to a really good start here. I would imagine that it is a map that they're willing to play, at least Prosto, I mean, because of course they've come in with the pick. But the fact that Hard Legion have got off to a 3-0 here is a really good sign for them, because as we said, both of these teams in the past few months haven't played this map at all.
Yeah, and I was looking up the stats on how often they're banning it in first rotation, and it's very often for Prosto. It was 78% of games they were banning this Nuke first. So I guess they've probably put a bit of time into it recently, and it's come in as a bit of a surprise pick for them. But so far, it's not exactly going according to plan for them. Forrester's pushed all the way into lobby. Okay.
0 cares in the world. He just, as you said, ran straight to lobby. Has even found the bomb back in spawn, so this one's just being cleaned up. Should be no casualties unless Yekindar can maybe catch Forrester, but nah, there was the player coming above there with the MP9 as well. A little bit of money being built up for the SMGs. 4-0, Prosto coming back onto the full buy. This is the first full buy, to be fair, from them, because we did see in that previous round Demasic was stuck on a pistol because of having bought the Galil in the round following the pistol. So this is the first full investment they've actually been able to pull into play. They have the up on world edit, they have all the rifles, all the utility that they could ask for pretty much. They need to start picking up some rounds because so far this has been pretty convincing from the CT side. They're already beginning to build up a pretty decent amount of economy here for themselves. If this one was to go in their favor, especially Nade on World, that actually only does 4 damage. Oh no, Spiat's headed to the peak, gets walled back down. Kind of fortunate to have lived. Krad though going to be able to find himself too as he pushes into lobby. Nickelback pulls one back in favor of Prosto, but I mean the Molotov not really going to let him do too much else. And World Edit's actually cut off from them because of this. Yeah, look at the nades going down. HE comes in to at least try and help him out a little bit, try and do some damage onto that ramp progression, but there really was nothing that they could do to help World Edit in that position. He was screwed.
Yeah, I almost wonder if Hard Legion are going for this mad aggressive style just because they don't play this map too often, so they're happy to just take some big risks early to get some round wins, and they are really getting it to work for them on this lobby aggression. It's something that Prosto aren't able to deal with right now. Yakindar and Nickelback remaining in a 2 versus 4. Flash in for Nickelback, and they finally get lobby control back. But they've had to fight very hard just to get control of this area, so actually getting onto a bomb site could be a tricky task to accomplish here. 40 seconds left for them. A couple of Molotovs and a flashbang is all they have to try and move in. And Forrester's remaining in the hut. He's trying to be an annoying little pest in this position, keeping them at bay in the lobby position.
They're just really hoping someone's going to make a mistake and give them an opening towards that A bomb site at the moment. But as soon as it's not given to them, they are forced to make the decision to back away. The save is going to come in, and Prosto are off to a very poor start in comparison to what I would actually expect from them. Of course, it is still quite early on here in the CIS road to Rio, so we haven't seen too many games being played. And with that, both Prosto and Hard Legion are currently sitting at 1 win and 0 losses. So one of these are going to have their record tarnished a little bit. As I said, those still early days. It's looking good for Hard Legion in the kickoff, at least, there of the first map, especially with this being the choice of Prosto, as I mentioned. Inferno coming up next. Not going to be, I wouldn't imagine a stomp or anything along those lines, but it definitely would be looking pretty comfortable for Hard Legion if they're coming off the back of getting themselves this victory here. It's a map that Prosto play a lot, but Hard Legion, they do have slightly better statistics on it, so I think it would be a competitive one.
Yeah, that's the upside, I think, for Prosto, is that I don't expect the second map to be too one-sided of a map. I think they can compete on that one at the very least. Right now, though, they are not competing on Nuke. This is an opportunity to change that fact, though. They've got the full buy together. World Edit has the AWP in hand. Both World Edit and Demasik are having to go without helmets here, which could be a bit of a problem, but we'll wait and see if that comes into play as the round goes on. Forrester in secret has played this position before, so this time he gets Molotoved away. No smokes really for Prosto here though, so crossing outside safely is going to be difficult. That one smoke gives them a little bit of cover, but Forrester's waiting down secret and they're not expecting this position. They're not looking his direction. He could get some free frags here. World Edit almost goes down, but he gets away with his life. Oh, the nade lands.
Nope. Yeah, the nade was instantly ready to follow up. There was nowhere you could go from behind that red box on outside. It's still a very difficult spot though for Hard Legion. It's like getting two little wards outside with the frags. As you see already, it was the man advantage for Prosto. They had found openings and weaknesses all across the map. I think we've seen that flank come in through ramp and going up towards heaven through hell. And yeah, Nickelback finished it off with 2 kills for himself. That's a good way for Prosto to open it up. They do it in a pretty quick fashion in the round. They keep 3 alive. They probably begin to build a little bit of confidence now off the back of it. The issue is, as I had said, with those previous rounds having been overall quite clean, the economy had built up to an okay spot here for Hard Legion. So they buy. And they still have a little bit left over as well. So we're going to need to see Prosto beginning to try to ideally chain something together here on the team side. That was interesting. Forrester tried to spam the door. Didn't actually hit any bullets somehow on Waylander, even though they looked pretty close, but ends up getting returned on with those tracers, making it quite easy to pinpoint his position. So that is not the start that Hard Legion would have been hoping for in this round. Definitely a good opportunity for Prosto to start bringing some momentum in their favor and trying to actually grind out a few rounds. If they can grind them out relatively early here before they let anything else go, that would still be a fantastic position.
That's definitely what they'll be looking for. And this round they have much more in terms of utility available. In the previous one, they didn't have really the smokes for Yard too well placed. I think they had that one smoke to at least get them to the red container, but that was about it. This time around, the nades are looking much more healthy. for the T side, so they've got plenty of options with the man advantage. And there are those outside smokes, not exactly on point though. Rage has got a clear line of sight, so he's going to see that no one's gone down secret, and maybe a bit of the inexperience on this map showing through for these teams here.
We're seeing it being taken quite slow at the moment. I don't know if Prosto, as you said, really had too much of a plan in mind, just getting ready now to execute on towards A. Keeping the standard, Molotov's down in positions where the cities commonly play, but it doesn't really cover off anywhere they actually currently were. They were focused more so around that bottom side. I think he got himself one so far, gets the second on towards Demon Sick, and with the smoke that went down and hit World Edit, it's just been kind of chilling behind it for a while. I think the player who's just creeped in the door. Yeah, this is a little bit awkward. He should be able to escape at least. Yeah, here's one player dropping down the vent, so just continues walking all the way back towards the spawn. That's one positive. The op is going to be saved, but one round comes in for Prosto. Immediately you see the CTs returning. That is far from ideal for Prosto. It's a pretty tough spot to be in. I think they might buy around this just because they can on 3 players. You can see Nickelback could get his AK Kevlar. Waylander's already bought. You could also have Demon Sick purchase up. So it's likely they will go ahead and try and keep the pressure on here, see if they can come back with one quickly themselves. But as I said, with a little bit of money being left over before that as well for Hard Legion, they still have enough around to 3 of their players to buy if they were to lose this one.
Yeah, definitely looking better for the CTs right now, especially in terms of that economy game you were talking about. Prosto should be buying up shortly, as you said. Waylander has already invested, so I assume the rest of the squad will join. But not much success here for Prosto. Again, missing those yard smokes as well is a pretty worrying sign, because those yard smokes are generally a staple of teams' T sides to try and play with those rotations, to try and be able to get some map control to make life difficult for the CTs. And missing those smokes is really costly, because it just makes it much, much easier for Hard Legion to focus on the few positions that Prosto are actually going to push. So hopefully those smokes can be fixed in the future rounds. Currently, though, the Yakindar is getting very aggressive down and through main. It's Sviat, though, who picks them apart from the back lines. 3-man spray down from the back of Garage. Prosto don't look into that position quickly enough, and this round has already fallen apart.
Very, very quick. I mean, again, World Edit left alongside Waylander now. See if they can find anything. One player in secret, one player up on outside. I mean, they can join up here, try and work together as they push towards this area of the map. But you see Forrester, I think, playing passive on A. There's one player just then chilling in towards Garage, who probably isn't going to show himself unless they actually force the issue up against them. And at that point, at least then the info would be found for the rest of Hard Legion about where these are positioned. And indeed, it's for the moment just Waylander creeping forward. Both players quite tagged up, so this fight could certainly go either way. But Sviat, he's able to just post up the angle, finds the headshot as he comes around, and once World Edit's attention is focused towards Garage, that lets Forrester go ahead and pounce from main. 7-1, Hard Legion, looking like they might be a secretly good Nuke team after all. I mean, yeah, they didn't pick this. This isn't the map they really play. They've come in, started CT side, fortunately. I do have to mention that if they were T side right now, it would probably be a lot harder for them. It's a CT map as is, right? But if it's 2 teams who don't play a lot, that T side is going to be real difficult for them for sure. So I think we're going to be seeing a fairly CT-sided game. So I still don't want to count Prosto out completely, but they do need at least another couple rounds to give themselves that sort of chance.
Wow, Sviat's got the easy opening kill over at Squeaky, spraying through the door. This time the smokes are good for Prosto, though, so they can actually get down secret. We'll see what they can do with this area of the map. You see Nickelback currently leading the way for his team. Rotate down from Hard Legion. They've got Sphere and Forrester, both trained on this position. Forrester's the first man looking for a fight, but Demasix boosted up. This could catch Forrester off guard. He might not be ready, but he just about wins that fight. And Sphere also coming into play. 2 nice kills for him on the hold. And Yakindar is the last man standing. Nade lands already. Rage rotates down the vents. A risky play, but one that pays off for him.
And I mean, again, 4 players surviving for Hard Legion. The economy is pretty much out of control at this point, so I don't think we're really going to be seeing Prosto managing to put a dent in that unless we see them taking 2 or 3 rounds in a row, which is unfortunate, because once the CT's economy gets out of control, that's when this T side becomes even harder. And with them struggling early on when the CTs themselves were working with weaker weapons and such, it's just not a good sign right now for Prosto. No one really getting the frag either yet. can see. Splitting out for the default, not really seeing anything crazy. I see a couple players back in the spawn, so I'd imagine this is them setting up some smokes for outside, and indeed that is the case. They've been put down now. Looking to try and send at least a few players around that position. And having a look with one over towards ramp, this would probably signal to me that they are setting themselves up for this B split, especially as Waylander's actually creeped down vent. They have no idea. He's about to get a flanker on a player if he checks the right angle. Actually, he's going to find Forrester instead. There's another one in behind him that he doesn't realize. Sviat nearly had the chance. Instead, he's going to wait. He might find multiple coming down secret. Oh, that is heartbreaking. He needed more than one. Oh, everyone's just having flanks on each other. This round is crazy.
Oh, flanks on flanks on flanks, but Waylander's the one that's got most of the kills in this round with his flank, well, double flank in this one. And now Prosto have got a 3v2 after plant in their favor. Rage using some utility, trying to see if he can move into the bomb site, but Wild Edit's ready. Nice kills from Wild Edit. 2 quick frags for him. And Prosto pick up their second round win. Mainly just off the back of getting down the vents, though, and Hard Legion not being aware they were down the vents. So, a well-played round. Obviously, the flank was very, very well timed by Prosto. Gets them onto the B site very easily. But you've got to think that Hard Legion will be aware of that now into the future and shouldn't let that sort of round happen again.
I think Prosto might be able to try some similar ideas, though. Those quicker rounds should be a little bit of a nuisance, and that definitely was the plan. This time, World Edit is just going to take that peek on towards door, obviously retrieving the op there from that previous round, something that they hadn't really got to work with apart from the round so far, I believe. So that gives them those opportunities, opening kill, one player even making it down the vent afterwards. They noticed that he's going to rotate his way around towards Secret, the spam through the smoke. Demasic going to be taken down. That is a little bit heartbreaking because that opening kill was so massive for them. As I said, still having one player who creeped down through lobby and is now coming around through Secret. But with a Deagle, it's going to be hard for him to get a lot done. And Forrester, in the meantime, has pushed towards lobby and gotten himself a kill and even spotted the bomb. Well, there we go. Eventually, Waylander is able to pounce. Taken quite low before getting that kill.
Ooh, nearly gets a chance for another, but Krad's got the USP of his own to take down the low health player, and Kinky continues to play aggressive. Hard Legion are not stopping trying to take these fights, but it's gone against them this time. Prosto ready for the aggression, and Krad can't pull the trigger. Wild Edit hears this player. Krad's in trouble. He's got his knife out, but he actually stays alive because Wild Edit bails down the vents. So Krad gets into a position where he's maybe got a chance, but the AWP is not going to have an easy time here. Flash goes through, Wild Edit waiting. Oh, Krad blinds himself, but he gets the kill anyway. And now it's back into a 1v1 versus Yakinda, who's currently playing out in the open. Krad can't open the doors. He doesn't want to give away that sound cue, so he's going over to the windows, which are also not broken. Yakinda is about to get the information. Push comes in from Krad. He's trying to find the angle, but Yakinda is ready for him. Nice try from Krad considering the circumstances, but Prosto is starting to find some rounds here on this T side.
Yeah, 2 in a row. They've actually chained together a couple, and if they were to get this next one, then the economy of the CTs would begin to look a little bit shaky. Actually, would be quite shaky, yeah. After fully investing there in the crowd as well, pulling out the double op setup, their economy is kind of in tatters, so they have very little left over. They'd get 2,400 into this next round, so they'd have to, at most, maybe just upgrade a couple pistols and focus on the round afterwards, which, of course, would give Prosto the chance to bring it up to 5. So that makes this round extremely important for Prosto on this side. They can give themselves a half that they can be somewhat happy with already, and the ability, obviously, to add a little bit more to it if they do get this gun round here. And, I mean, bringing things out into a little bit more of a standard setup, I guess. Not even throwing the outside smokes, playing off of the contact. One player being spotted as he does cross over, but Rage doesn't really want to continue fighting this angle, knowing that World Edit likely has the op as well.
Rage just flicked up to watch the top of main there as the player pushed his crosshair, which was a bit unfortunate. Sviat has played down the vents. Wild Edit is continuing to just sit on top of the red container, so Rage has got to be very careful as he pulls the trigger. They now know exactly where he is, in case they had any doubt, and the shot from Wild Edit connects. It doesn't do too much damage, but Prosto have forced Hard Legion back far enough to allow themselves to get down Secret safely. Sviat is the man waiting for them with a smoke of his own to slow Prosto down, but with 45 seconds left on the clock, Prosto will have to keep that time in mind here.
Yeah, and at the moment, that smoke is holding them off for a little bit longer. Having Sviat waiting on the other side, only has a flash, unfortunately. If he had a nade or a Molotov, he could do a lot of damage at this point. Instead, his goal more so being to try and stay alive, ideally. If you can get one kill, give them a little bit of an advantage, but they are pushing them together. Doesn't really seem to matter. Demistic is the man who tries to follow up and trade out Waylander once he went down, but he finds a couple bullets to the head is enough to stop that from happening. Smoke in as Yekindar at least finds one return as he's lurking around the A bomb set. Now they need to try and get that bomb planted. Yekindar trying to do what he can from behind isn't going to be successful. The bomb did at least go down because they didn't really want to push on that in the meantime while they were focused on Yekindar flanking. But now they have a 4-on-2. They have some utility. As long as they work in together, this should be their round. But Nickelback, he wants to force the issue. See if he can take them to ramp control. See if he can find a kill in their favor. That's exactly what he gets. World Edit as well going to be successful. Prosto just cleaned that one up 2 each. That was ridiculous. Pulled back without even any bullets, I think, being fired off by Hard Legion. At least on the World Edit.
And nice clean kills for Prosto in the 2v4. They turn it round in about a couple of seconds, in all honesty. Those frags came through very quickly. And now Hard Legion are the ones who are broken in terms of their money. This is Prosto finally getting some rounds on this T side. And I think, like you were saying earlier, they're not going to need too many rounds on this T side to put themselves in a decent position, considering how little these teams play this map. So this is a good sign for Prosto. Promising signs now that they're getting some round wins on the board. And this one should be going their way as well, especially with 2 opening kills.
I mean, this is looking like a really, really good recovery so far. They had that slow start, but they're about to put themselves onto 5 rounds here on the team side, considering both of these teams don't really play Nuke. Is already a pretty decent result for them to end with, and obviously having another couple rounds here towards the end, if they can add even one more, if somehow they bring it up to 7, which is very possible if they were to take this gun round, then, I mean, at that point they're in a fantastic position to go ahead and try and run away with their own CT side, but potentially. The op does come out here for Hard Legion again. Crad going to be able to find it, but it is glass cannon. Nades-wise, they're lacking quite a bit. They have no defuse kit if it's going to come down to a retake, which a few times it has. Not all that often, though. Most of these rounds have come down to kills. You do that the CT1 came down to the defuse in the end, but always, of course, going to be something that you do want in play. Prosto having everything they could wish for. They're going to, again, just going to split out into this default and they look for the outside control for a little while. They do have Yek in there right now just spotting for this, and I believe a couple players down lower. Yeah, including the upper world edit. Bomb not going to be retrieved, I believe, just going back to set up a smoke. Yeah, and for the moment, no one really challenging this too aggressively. They've gone for the passive setup in towards Garage with Rage just holding for anyone who tries to wrap in towards main. Once they've lost outside control, they want to aggress in the lobby. A 1-for-1 trade being found is actually not too bad, especially as Fiat also pushed through door to get that info now. But there is no one around this area, so they know it's towards outside slash potentially secret. They ended up actually losing one player there, but Crad, he had already rotated down. I didn't even realize Waylander had made his way into that position. A little bit ahead of his teammates. It gives chance to Crad to set up.
Oh, flick up. Not going to connect from Crad. And now Sviat is the man who has to hold. He's been having a fantastic game so far, but he's not going to get anything out of this round. Nickelback rushes him down, and Forrester's flank is unsuccessful. Yakindar's ready for it as Prosto pick up a 6th round win. 17 kills for Sviat. He's been having a great time, but in that round, he couldn't get a single kill on the rotation. And Prosto now have got themselves their 6th round win, and it's looking good for them to get a 7th round at the half here, because into the last round of this first half, Hard Legion's buy is questionable to say the least. Crad's got a Bison, we got some MP9s in there, a Scout for Rage, and a Deagles for Sviat, so they're going to have to do something a little spicy in this round to get the win over on the Hard Legion side.
Yeah, gonna need that Bison to come up huge. Okay.
Could ace.
Oh, nice little nade. They actually traded nades, I think. But the I think it was actually Yak in there maybe that was up on top that was able to escape. Demistic has creeped all the way forward now. There's again a player relatively aggressive from the CTs. It's actually down in secret for Forrester. You can see he was looking up. He heard the steps around Garage. Oh, and I was going to say that Molotov has only now begun to move away, letting him have a little bit of info maybe if he wanted to peek forward. Molotov again. I don't think he could really be getting too aggressive with this MP9 anyway. The issue is now that they've lost this control around the A-bomb site because Nickelback has actually creeped in through heaven. He has jumped, so Sofia has definitely heard that one. Demon Sick down below is struggling to be able to get towards the ladder as well because he's not sure if there's a player close, but eventually he's able to deal with it. Yakandar even helping them out a little bit, as there is now only 2 players remaining around the lobby area. I believe they know that they're both in this general position. Kinky, yeah, definitely noted in towards, but at this point they're all focused on it. Smoke down are letting him live for a little bit longer than expected. There we go. The kneecap being spotted. Pros, though, after going down 8-1, are able to bring it back up to 7 rounds on their T side of Nuke with a fantastic recovery. And I think that might be just enough for them here to go ahead and come out with that CT side. It's going to be a tough one for Hard Legion now, especially heading into that second half. But of course, guys, we are going to go ahead and just take a quick break before we get live with it.
Carolina skies in the night, floating by your side. I fed up when you fell down, but we stayed in flight. I'm laughing to myself, cause I know that I can't deny. I can't find what you can't hide right inside my mind. What I do right now. What I do right now for you, for you.
Never let you double cross them. Moving through the city like it's Gotham. They told me get one, so I got one. Stop saying you're a boss when you not one. You ain't sacrificed, nah, you ain't lost none. All over the gram like you got a bag. You ain't big dog, we ain't hear none of that. I'm in the gym looking like a running back. How you know the flow, got him coming back. Who I was in the past, I'm unattached. Only focus in this moment is bringing the summer back. Oh, respect my grind, elevate souls and I spread good vibes. Young divine, you know I gotta shine. Raise your hands for a good time. Aye.
Night until the morning, sleep until the noon. You said that you wanted, so I got it for you. Let's all get together and show them how we move. We move, we move.
3, 2,
Bringing summer
1,
to
drop.
you.
Oh, ready, let's go. 'Cause you know how we roll. Let's take it.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the second half of Nuke. Prosto coming back into things, and let's see if they can keep that going on their CT side. It's Waylander who's going to take the first contact. He backs away down ramp, but Hard Legion have got the early ramp control they were looking for in this round.
Yeah, and it looks like they may want to try and wrap in towards heaven. Not for the moment, because World Edit is up there watching it, but they do need to be fairly quick because their teammates have already pushed out onto the A-bomb site. Okay, that works. Rage got one. Crad was able to trade in towards that player who's up close to the door, being D-Mysic. So that goes ahead and gives them control of the bomb site and leaves just Yakindar and Waylander. Actually try and clutch this one out now. Waylander in lobby has actually been flanked from ramp as well. He looked back a moment ago, but I don't think he actually realizes that this is going to be happening. A little bit unfortunate. He is likely to go down now. Any second, the Glock spamming away eventually gets the kill. And yeah, Yakindar left in a 1-on-4. I'm not fancying his chances. There it is, Hard Legion. They get themselves 9-7. And that's a very important pistol round for them to pick up. If they were to lose that one, Prosto on their CT side likely would have been bringing themselves into the lead. Hard Legion rather been able to pick that one up though, gives them a good chance now to try and get some momentum back, because as we said, at one point they were up 8-1 and ended up losing 6 rounds in a row there on the last half.
Yeah, I'm really glad that they had something clearly planned for that pistol round, because I think winning that pistol is going to be really important here for Hard Legion, considering they shouldn't have too many strategies. They shouldn't have too deep of a strat book for this T side. Just getting that good start and getting the chance to try and control the economy could be very important for them. Wild Edit there, spotting some players. Forrester, the man who's tagged. Oh no, he falls to his death. He was trying to jump over on top of main. He ends up getting tagged in midair and ends up dying to full damage. That's a shame. I'd rather just get shot than die to full damage, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't affect his economy since he has no money anyway. But I think you lose a little bit of money if you kill yourself, so it obviously doesn't help you out quite as much. But yeah, no, this is awkward. 2 MAC-10s, 2 AKs. Weapon-wise, they're still favored to win this round. But that is really the hope that what Prosto were hoping for, sorry, in the beginning of that round. They wanted some sort of early advantage. They got the tags. That was probably going to be enough for them. But they were helped out by someone fallen. Pinky trying to peek in towards ramp. The scout was raining off shots. Didn't really manage to connect any significant. Thinks down Crad now. Waylander follows up with the second headshot. And as we see Nickelback being able to stop that outside aggression, suddenly it's a 4-on-2. The MP9 from D-Mysic elevated above the hood. He had no idea. Kinky walks out and is gone before he realizes what happened. And Rage is left in the 1-on-3 to try and save this round. Gets the first towards main. Does not a bomb is here. No, D-Mysic is around hook. Surprisingly, D-Mysic peeks out, but he wins the fight pretty cleanly. AK to be retrieved. Prosto come back swinging immediately with a force buy. That is heartbreaking for Hard Legion. Now they're in a tough spot, only getting the 1400 loss bonus coming into this round, so they have to fully buy. And all it gives them is a scout, some deagles, and a P250 alongside a few nades.
Yeah, it definitely feels like that could be the moment that changes this map, really, that puts Prosto firmly in control of this game. Hard Legion still have this force, so we can't get ahead of ourselves. Maybe they can force and do the same to Prosto, but it's not looking as likely for them with not too many nades, with not the same amount of good weaponry. The Deegs are going to have to land some excellent shots in this round. And at Nickelback, looking for an early fight. Spots Rage. The nade might do a bit of damage, but it's a bit too far left. Eventually, though, Nickelback gets the opening kill he was looking for. Nice bait and switch there, though. Forrester lines up the shot, but Wild Edit continues to land some damage with this scout.
Ooh. Probably could have taken his time to line that one up a little bit more. Didn't realize, obviously, that Forrester wasn't looking at him initially, and does now slightly tag him down through the corner of that box. The nade to try and see if we can do any further damage. Did actually force him forward into the crosser. Nearly gets the lineup on Rage as well. But not quite. Rage hits the headshot instead with his scout. So finally putting a stop to that one. Being pushed at the moment by Yak, and they're probably not going to expect it. Was spamming away. He does go ahead and check it for himself. But with low health and a scout, there really was absolutely nothing that Rage could do right there. Crad falls. Fiat's left alone on 4 health. And he was, of course, the man who focused on getting the nades into play in this round. He only had the P250 and a full set of utility, so it doesn't have Kevlar. 4 health having been tagged up elsewhere. There is, of course, a scout around here that maybe he could retrieve for himself. If he could pick off one more player, it'd make it worthwhile.
Yeah, he really wishes he had a weapon that's capable of one-shot headshots, considering how low on health he is. The P250, not the ideal weapon for this situation. Yakindal's low enough. Ooh.
He might get this one. There we go, yeah. One-shot headshot, capable with 76 health, as you said. Oh, he couldn't get caught though from behind the vent. A bomb plant would have been perfect, but wasn't really possible. kind of surprised he didn't just walk over that scout in the corner where Rage had gone down. In the end, didn't really need it. It wouldn't have amounted to anything. How low the time was, he probably couldn't afford to either. 9-9, Pro still able to come out on top of that force play, but only living with 2. That's not perfect. As we see the eco here of Hard Legion can manage to take out 1 or 2 players with these Glocks, then coming into the next gun round, they're still in a decent spot, especially if they, obviously if they actually are able to claim that opening gun round. Let's see.
This is the kind of round that if you're in matchmaking and you're Hard Legion, you just say, let's just rush something, let's get this round over with. But at the pro level especially, it's important to try and get some kills, and, well, try as they might, they're not going to get any kills with the Glocks this time round. In fact, they're not going to land a single shot. Prosto remain untouched in that round win as they take the lead. Now Hard Legion have got the full buy though, and we need to see them start to come out with an early round win here, I think. Especially against the SMGs of Prosto in this round, considering this is a bonus round for Prosto, who have a ton of money in the bank. This is a round that Hard Legion could really do with winning.
Kind of need it, otherwise you're going to see Prosto start building up a solid lead here on their CT side. As you said though, with the weaker weapons as well, it is a little bit of a bonus. The fact that Waylander has 10,000 right now is just ridiculous. The man's just rocking the Mach 10, has 10,000 in the reserve, so he's not going to struggle in the next round for sure. Won't be able to help out the likes of Demons, who probably would be a small bit low on money. So yeah, Hard Legion, they need this round to be able to have a chance in this next one to break the economy of Prosto. And even then, of course, the score right now, with them being on the T side, that's another reason that they also need to pick it up. They don't want to be letting anything else really slip away before adding a bit to it. Ideally, get themselves a little bit of a lead, which they could, as I said, the back of the next couple rounds. But that early damage is not ideal. Fiat's already been taken down low. They were going to stop from pressuring around lobby/ramp early on, so instead now have brought that focus towards outside. Where for the moment, we don't really see the CTs challenging very heavily, to be fair. It's just Demasic, I believe. No, sorry, that's Demasic and towards thing. That's Nickelback, yeah, in the secret position right now with the MP9. So he's not really going to be able to do anything about them as they actually move around towards the area of Hell and even getting up a bit closer to main. Especially as Forrester is watching Yekin there, though. He's found himself one on door. That shut down one avenue of this attack for Hard Legion, made things a little bit easier, and in theory given Prosto the chance to get that lobby control.
Yeah, that would be helpful because this flank coming in through Heaven is something they have to be aware of and have to be looking at the entire time. Nickelback's also been taken out of the equation, so it's a 4v4 with 23 seconds. Hard Legion have got to go here, and Rage has got the flank. Demasic thought his teammate was watching Heaven, but well, then it turns away again. It's Kinky, left in a 1v2, but the bomb is dropped pretty far away from him. He's having to move in to get that. 10 seconds left now. Kinky's just got to rush to the bomb site. He may be able to get the bomb down safely here on the safe side of the silo, but Yakindar's rushing him down. No bomb plant allowed as Prosto pick up the round win. And that's an 11-9 lead for Prosto and a significant amount of money still in the bank of Waylander, still in the bank of the rest of the squad. It feels like everything is going right for Prosto right now.
I mean, yeah, definitely. We've seen, well, hang on, 4 and we had 6 rounds before that. So we've seen one of the last 11 rounds going in favor of Hard Legion after being up 8-1. This is just crazy. I mean, yeah, it makes sense that Prosto started coming back into it here on their CT side for sure, but the fact that they got the final 6 rounds on their T side as well is just not something that Hard Legion could afford to let go, and it's really costing them now. Costing them at this point. We said Inferno up next is a pretty good map for Hard Legion, but it's also a pretty good map for Prosto, so especially if they're coming off the back of the victory here on Nuke, then it is going to be a troublesome one for sure. And already, Yakin there, after taking himself too, they're only up against Pistol, so I'm really not expecting much here from Hard Legion. If they can get 1 or 2 kills, make it worthwhile. They were able to do a good bit of damage in that previous round. Not enough to really put any sort of true damage on the economy. Forrester's going to wait for a second. Maybe see if he can spot someone else. Was hoping maybe that player would get a little bit closer. At least letting himself get closer so he could follow up with the second on Nickelback. Crad ready to try and take down Yekin there as well. Actually spins around knowing they're coming out of Heaven, and with 1 bullet he's screwed. Yeah, there was nothing he could do there unless he could curve bullets back around and behind them after getting that first kill. Need some crazy cheats for that.
Yeah, not possible in this game at least. Maybe there's some other
maybe
games.
Maybe some other 5v5 shooters that are kind of similar. Not curving bullets, but I've heard some cheating.
Well, here comes the buy for Hard Legion, and it's one that they basically need to win at this point. It's not quite their last stand, but it's getting close to it at this point, based on just how the game's playing out, how the momentum has shifted all in favor of Prosto as this half has gone on. Brad trying to go for a fight, but the 1v1 goes against him. Waylander holding with the AK wins that opening battle without taking any damage. And the rest of Hard Legion are looking for a way back into this round here. Sviat is trying to see what he can do. Dropping down the vents gives them access to this B side of the map, and with Rage finding another pick, Hard Legion have turned it into a 4v4. So this is a better opportunity for them in this gun round to get something going.
Yo, Sviat. He was spotted there by Nickelback. Nickelback actually was a little bit more focused on the vent because of that. So it gave Forrester a good chance as he came around the corner there to go ahead and get himself the kill. Yakin there rotating in has been spotted though around this ramp, so it's a little bit of a troublesome spot to be in. But considering for the moment they don't really have to worry about the door because Sviat hasn't gone ahead and moved over. At least we know they don't have to. Cover as they take that fight. Yakin there's going to be forced to go forward. There we go, jumps in, takes down Sviat. They've already gone ahead and found the lurker there of Rage. And that's left it all on Forrester. Demasic was tempted to rotate down the vent, but realizing he best not. He doesn't want to give a chance to Forrester for him really to pull out anything back in this round. He's only got 26 seconds now. So getting onto that bomb site is going to be a tough one because he has to deal with Yekin there first, who's positioned himself just above on the rafters. Oh, is he going to clear it? Oh, they're actually both moving across at the same time. They should spot each other any second now. Jumps up. Didn't see him. I'm going to guess the railings blocked it a little bit in his vision. 13-9. Making that now 7 rounds in a row here so far on the CT side. Or rather, 6 rounds in a row for Prosto. My bad.
They should have a good chance to make it 7, though, against the Pistols. So you were just predicting the future, Dean. Hopefully they do win this round now. Otherwise, you'll look silly. No, but this is... I feel like Prosto have really just started to run away with this game as it's gone on. I think Hard Legion had the nice start, mainly just due to quite a bit of aggression on their CT side, which Prosto just weren't expecting, but ever since... Oh, hello. Rage is in that smoke. Yakinda doesn't realize there's a man behind him. Rage trying to push through, but Nickelback lines them up. 2 easy kills for him on the spray down, and any chance of some shenanigans for Hard Legion early has gone against them. Nickelback is making them pay in this round. He's got a 3K, and Hard Legion are in trouble. Okay. Nice kill from Crad.
That kill on a vent.
Yeah, he was on the ladder, I think.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I meant to say on the ladder and in the vent. I kind of mixed both sentences into one. And he realized after you said that. Sviat's got himself a deagle now up on top of Silo as well. And McCrad wrapping around into Secret. He's got an AK. I mean, they could still do a little bit here. In a 2-on-4 though, you really can't favor them, really, especially with both players being tagged quite heavily already. So we should most likely be seeing a 14-9, but that's pretty much what we were expecting. You're seeing, of course, Hard Legion not investing that much into this round, so their main focus is once they do come onto this gun round again to start finding some success. But how it's been going so far, you can't have the highest of hopes. Then again, you can never count them out. I mean, we even seen just on that previous half, Prosto were able to take 60 rounds in a row themselves. There we go, Crad wrapping in through heaven. I don't think it's being watched at the moment. There is one behind the vent. It's all about the timing. Yeah, not going to be checking it. Unfortunately for Crad, so Sviat's man is taken down. Nearly had the offer coming up the ladder. The deagle in hand runs out of bullets in both guns and ends up going down to world edit.
That's
an awkward fight.
Yeah. Especially when you use all the weapon in your you use all the bullets in your primary weapon, then you switch to your secondary, and you also run out of ammo. You just kind of think to yourself, "Oh, what can I even do at this point?"
World Edit was missing shots as well, to be fair, so it was giving him the chances. It was just a very awkward battle in general. Double op T side. I mean, I don't know. I feel like this is kind of a bit of a desperate measure.
Yeah, it feels like it. It feels like someone's just going to try and make a play. Rage had the chance to pull the trigger. If he really wanted to be ballsy, he could try the wallbang, but Nickelback is not forced out by the flames. Rage is now attempting that wallbang, but the lineup, oh, close, but no cigar on those shots. Wilded it's going to come over to try and babysit his teammate, but he's the man who's taken the early damage, and Nickelback finally forced away by the second Molotov. So they clear that position out. They also get a kill onto Yakinda. Kinky picks up an opening, and Crad almost loses out, and eventually he does. Waylander takes that fight and turns it back into a 4v4.
A good bit of damage being done to Nickelback and World at it. I think they're pretty happy with this 1-for-1. The fact that they've lost one of the AWPs makes it a little bit easier once they do start pushing into the bomb site. Double up, never ideal on the D side. So if you actually catches World at it, rotating in from heaven. Kinky also spots that ramp aggression and actually takes down both players. Now they can just bring it immediately towards B, even leaving Kinky in towards the lobby. I think he's about to go down. Oh, he's definitely spotted right there. Demasix saw the back of his leg as he made his way around the corner. So he does know that he's still around this lobby somewhere for the moment. Has moved in towards ramp. He's not going to be sure whether it's ramp or hut that he went towards. Just about manages to flick his crosshair back over in time, but takes quite a bit of damage in the process of actually doing so. So at that point, not really given any option other than to try and save that M4 over. So there it is, Hard Legion. They bounce back. We've seen them pick up the pistol on this half. They're finally going to be able to pick themselves up another. Demasix actually trying to do some damage. I mean, they have money, so if he could have taken this up out of the hands of Rage, that would have been fantastic, but it is not going to happen. Rage won't miss. He's going to stay alive, and they retrieve the second up again. Alrighty.
I mean, I guess they bought the 2 AWPs, and it did lead to them winning the round. It wasn't because of the 2 AWPs, but maybe it's a good luck charm. That's what Hard Legion have got to be hoping anyway, because they need more rounds on this T side. It was well worked in that round from Hard Legion in a sense, just getting that opening kill, getting those opening fights to go their way, and then they just wait for the aggression of Prosto, who felt under pressure. So that's at least something from Prosto into that round, or at least from Hard Legion, I should say, into that round. And we'll see if they can repeat it in this one. Side aggression with no nades. This is ballsy, and you can see the ballsiness pays off because Nickelback was not ready for that push. Yakindar jumps down, but Crad's got the Tech 9, and Forrester's got another headshot onto the bomb site. World Edit is trying to fight from heaven, but he's mollied out of position, and Prosto are going to have to just save here.
No other option. Understandably so, because they did go into pretty much all of the economy they had built up to rebuy her in this round. So as they lose the bomb site in a 2-on-4, retake is really not worthwhile. The risk reward couldn't really allow them to go for it, so they have just backed off. Looking at the loss bonus, I mean, they get 1900, so World Edit could drop over, as could Waylander. They could scrape together a buy. Demasix can actually buy for himself as well. So we should see a relatively decent investment from them. But they're going to actually have to spend all of that remaining money for sure this time. So that means if Hard Legion manage to get themselves one more round here off the back of it, at that point Prosto would be looking at the eco. Suddenly we're very likely having a 13-14 scoreline, just one round in the difference, meaning the gun round at that point would probably decide who's going to get the win, or at least who's going to be going up the map point. So this is getting a little bit worrisome here for Prosto.
Yeah, it gives them some food for thought. And they're going to take a chance to have some time to talk it over. They're taking a tactical timeout. That's their second timeout used, so they've got plenty of pauses left. They don't need to worry about that. They just need to worry about winning these last 2 rounds and getting this over the line. And it looks as though they are going to at least have these 3 weapons, but I assume they'll be buying on the other players as well. That they can go for it, or they could maybe just take the save if they really wanted to play it conservatively, but they are going to be buying up slowly but surely. It's basically a full buy, so there's no reason not to. They're actually going to be fine. They're actually going to be better than I was expecting, with pretty much full nades across the board. So no issues in the buy. It's just about trying to, I guess, beat this double up setup that Hard Legion have started rocking. Beat the early aggression that seems to be working out for Hard Legion. I'm sure Prosto will be ready for that in this round off the back of the timeout as they stack a couple of players over at yard. CT smokes used early to try and stop that quick aggression.
Yeah, we're not really going to see Hard Legion moving forward with that for now anyway. Sitting back, as you said, being slowed down a little bit. Only now moving across the red, and only with 1 player. They have the molly over towards Secret again. We've seen for a couple of rounds now, Prosto have been playing a player around this position, so they're being very cautious of it. What? Where was he? Was he in?
That was in Secret.
Wallbanged? Oh, was in Secret?
Yeah, I don't know how to wallbang.
I'm gonna go have a look.
You go have a
No,
look.
he was garage. He got wallbanged through the wall of garage. Straight
Oh.
up fly into garage right now and show us on stream.
Oh, for some reason I can't. Hang on a minute.
Spacebar.
Hang on a minute.
Okay.
I'm doing it.
You'll have to.
Yep, yeah, I found him. Yep, that's a shot. Well, the trades are continuing. Rage has got another one with the AWP on the round. Well, then it's dropping down to the bomb site. We'll see if we get any more crazy shots in this one because Waylander has got the flank, but Rage is still going. He's got 3 on the round off the back of getting the opening pick for his team through the wall. He's now got the 3K and he's got his team in a good position to win this one. Demasix pushing through Hut though. That could be a well-timed flank. Well, then it doesn't need his help though. He's dropping down the vents just as Forrester arrives in heaven. 20 seconds left, but they've left the A site wide open. Rage can move in with the bomb and he should be able to do so. Well, then it trying to come up, but it's the drive-by from Rage using any weapon necessary to win his team this round. And now it's Demasix who has to try and be the savior for Prosto, coming in through door, which has been blown up, so he doesn't need to give away a sound cue. Rage is in Hut though, so they surely must be aware it's most likely that Demasix coming in from this position. Someone should have eyes on this area of the map shortly. Demasix sneaking into the bomb site. He's still gone uncleared, but he doesn't know where the players are playing from. Molotov for Heaven could work out for him, but the player's peeking and he doesn't realize it. Forrester closes out the round, but that was all about Rage. Quad kill for him.
Dude, the wall bang. How many walls did Ting just get hit through? He was hit through the box and everything in garage. Unless it was a wall bang down from silo from the angle in through the one wall that's above garage. I'm really not sure how that worked. That wall bang was massive though. Absolutely huge to allow for them to go ahead and get that opening, and then Rage, he just couldn't be stopped for the rest of the round. 12 to 14 off the back of that. Now you should see 13 for Hard Legion. They'll be able to bring this back up into a very winnable position if they are to take this next gun round, especially at that point the lead likely to actually be taken for them. Oh god, the game has me speechless at the moment. It's just the pistols. I'm not really expecting anything. Nice shot by Forrester. A couple of kills already been found elsewhere. One by Sviat initially on the SMG. And now Nickelback returning 1 for Prosto.
No gun recovered though. Just the Desert Eagles for them. And Hard Legion making sure that there's not a man in the midst of the smoke or some shenanigans that are going to cost them, that they will be moving down to the B site safely. Should be an easy round at this point. Got the smokes down. Yeah, I mean, we're going to see if they go back to that double AWP setup, I guess, on the Hard Legion side. I don't think I'd expect it, but it's something that's an option for them, I suppose. Just the Deegs trying to see if there's anything doing at the end of the round here, but Hard Legion are looking good to take their 13th round win. And, well, Dean, yesterday we had a very close series in the CIS side of things. Today we might have the same based on this first map. It is coming very close right now.
As I said, both of these teams currently sitting at 1 win and 0 losses. So neither are wanting to have that change in a negative way anyways anytime soon. Maybe 4 players living there for Hard Legion. So they've confirmed themselves pretty much enough economy here to actually buy for the rest of their T side. Lose this round, they'd be able to buy in the next one at least. Maybe after that, they'd be in a little bit of a... Well, yeah, obviously at that point, they'd be over. So unless they were kind of only scraping together their next win, their next actual round win in order to get themselves up towards overtime, then they'd be fine. But, yeah, I mean, some real hope here. Prost, though, definitely sweating. I mean, I'm sweating for them a little bit at this point. Planching, because this has gotten way closer than it should have. I had said that, of course, Prosto got themselves a fantastic T-side comeback. But I wasn't really thinking Hard Legion would be able to do it. I thought, okay, Prosto, they picked this map, and now they're just kind of getting into winning ways on the CT side. And the damage that was done in the beginning of this round there towards door, especially, I think Kinky was naded up elsewhere. Sviat being slightly tagged down as he tried to peek the hut. And importantly, Crad trying to creep forward, and that smoke ends up getting dropped by the op. So Prosto have themselves a huge advantage here in this round.
Yeah, looking good for them.
Rage loves his wall bang.
Yeah. He's clearly been practicing those wall bangs. He's coming somewhat close with some of these, but Kinky is the man who will have the AWP in his hands for the rest of the round, being on low health. Well, then it's got aggressive, though. The AWP into Hut gets the close-range kill. That's the bomb dropped, and while that is hanging around here, he wants to see if he can hold on to this. The bomb now smoked, so I don't know if Well Dead it's really going to be able to hold this much longer. at least the bomb should probably be recovered. Rage is still trying wallbangs with the AK. He's not going to land them, though. Well, did it backing away, but the kills keep on coming for Prosto. 2v4 now for Hard Legion to overturn.
Yeah, I mean, Rage has been insane so far, so who knows, maybe he can give them some openings back, but as I say, that Sviat's going to be dropped back towards ramp. World Edit already posted in towards the door, going to be there to take down Rage as he peeks in. So 15 at least confirmed for Prosto, but again, with how close it's been, with haven't actually seen 4 rounds in a row there for the T side, there's still definitely the opportunity for them to pull this back into overtime. I do have some faith, especially if they take this first round. At that point, obviously, Prosto's economy will be fairly shaky onto a few of the players, so it wouldn't be ideal. They'd probably be able to scrape the bite together, but this certainly is the stronger of the two investments right now that Prosto are going to have in order to try and close this one out during the regulation. So, you know, let's see. A double up again coming in from Hard Legion. This is definitely a setup they want to rock consistently. And Forrester actually finds the opening kill there on towards Yekindar. World Edit feeling pressured, is trying to return one back towards ramp. Sviat doesn't really want to be peeking this one, so yeah, just drops his flash and backs off. A very strong advantage to kick this round off in favor of Hard Legion.
Oh, there is a gap in the smoke, but there's no one here to see it, so Hard Legion can get down secret safely. Yeah, getting these advantages has been very nice. They've tried that nade stack before as well, and it didn't do quite as much damage, but this time round, it is very well placed. And Wild Edit's got a pistol out. Back to the AWP now as he spots the players, and he tries to land a shot. It's a leg shot onto Forrester. A bit of a shame there, because it could have been the kill that Prosto was so desperately looking for. Instead, I was going to say it was a 4v5, but it's turned into that 4v4, and the Molotov will slow things down further. Hard Legion finding no progress here onto the B-bomb site, and the CTs are rotating down. There are 2 of them at ramp. World Edit takes the fight he was looking for, finally connects onto one of those kills, and Rage watching the flank, but he can't connect that shot. Waylander up close here, Tech9 out for Rage, but he goes down, and Forrester has to win a 1 versus 4. This is not looking likely. First shot's missed. He drops down to the bomb site. He's desperately looking for a way into this round. Waylander goes down. Forrester might just go back to the A-bomb site here. With 20 seconds left, he switches it out for the AWP in the 1v3, trying to land some quick shots, but the time is so far against him. He's got to go. He's got to go onto the A-bomb site, and that means he isn't going to be able to clear all these positions. Demasic has got the unexpected angle, and it's a 16-13 victory for Prosto here on Nuke.